Okay, good evening. Good evening. This meeting is streamed live on the YouTube channel, which I'll be sharing in some time. So it will be also recorded for the meeting. I'm going to request Sethi Saab to please address the general body, and then we can start the meeting. That is, I'm going to highlight you over here. So you have seen on the screen. Yes, Sethi Saab, you can speak up, please.
Good evening. We are meeting here today for a very important agenda. This is the AGM which has been called to discuss the redevelopment status of the building.
Just a minute, Sethi Saab. Just a minute. No, we don't have. So it will.
Good evening. We are meeting here today for a very important agenda, which is the redevelopment of the building. The status will be given by Mr. Hemant Sonar. We can start the meeting with giving the latest status on the redevelopment plans and whatever has happened so far. I request Hemant to please start the proceedings.
Can you all hear me on Zoom?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you, Mr. Sethi. Welcome you all to the AGM 2022 of Bandra Steel Cooperative Housing Society. The agenda to the meeting and the account was circulated with the agenda. We will go through the meeting as per the agenda points. Before we can commence the meeting, I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce to the House Mr. Kadam, Mr. Samir Kadam. He is the new incoming member. Deepashree Kirtikar has, she's in talks with Mr. Kadam for a flat. And when Mr. Kadam met with me, I was very categorical. I told him the position of the society that we are going in for redevelopment. I have told him all the facts about the building. And knowing the facts of the building, he is going, they are in talks with the transaction of the flat. The idea of calling him over here, because since he'll be here, the incoming member would be his daughter. She will be the member, I believe. Am I right? So she will be the member, but just that they are on the same page. Later on, there are no problems. So I have been very clear about what is happening about the redevelopment issue, and they are with us on the same page. In fact, he has been instrumental in introducing me to one of his friends who is a very key figure in Rustomjee. So sooner or later, we'll be meeting with that person also for our redevelopment. Deepashree Kirtikar is unfortunately hospitalized on health grounds, and she had requested that please introduce Mr. Kadam to the members. So basically, it's going to be our neighbor in the times to come. Deepashree Kirtikar will be away within a month or so, no sooner that deal is over. They are going through the paperwork with the bank. So that's Mr. Kadam for you. My daughter who's coming. Kadam sir, can you come here? So my chairman, other people can see you. Just come here. There's a light over here. Please sit here. Please sit here. So that's Mr. Kadam for you. We have a chairman who is in the US and other members. Somebody is in Nigeria, somebody is in Ireland, someone is in Matunga. Jairaj, you're in Matunga. Mr. Sharad in the US, and there's someone read me.
I'm in Matunga Central. Is Kadam also this side?
So that's Mr. Kadam. Mr. Kadam has been briefed about the history of the building, what is the present status, and what are we going to do in case the building goes for redevelopment, and he is on the same page with us. So, welcome, Mr. Kadam. We welcome your daughter also. So, we hope that your paperwork is done earlier, and you come in as a member. So now, Mr. Chairman, allow me to start with the meeting as per the agenda to read and confirm the minutes of the last general body meeting. It's the usual business. The minutes were circulated, which were delivered to all under acknowledgement. So I need some proposer and someone we can finalize. It was routine business. So can I have someone proposing it and seconding it? Jarash, I'll have better business for you. Yeah. Just
Okay, count me in.
So, Mr. Khan. To approve and adopt the income expenditure statement for the year ended 31st March 2022. So this document was circulated to everyone. Hard copies were sent to all the members for a year. For the benefit of members who are away, it was circulated on the WhatsApp group. I'm sure you would have had a look at it. Last year was a routine business. There was nothing much we have done except for the routine maintenance, payment of taxes and all. If you all want me to read out, or if it is okay, we can just have someone proposing it and someone seconding it. So can we have someone proposing it? Okay. So Lady Thomas proposing it and seconding Anil Haryani. To appoint auditors for the cooperative year for 22-23. Mr. Anant Raman has been doing a yeoman service for the society for years together at a very reasonable rate. So I, as a secretary, have been dealing with him. Even the treasurer is quite happy. Can we have the treasurer or someone proposing the name of the auditor for continuance of for 22-23? The treasurer is happy with him, so she proposes. And Jolly's Mr. Jolly seconds it. Okay, the fourth point on the agenda. Oh, hello. So that's the incoming member you have. Come. Now, the fourth on the agenda was to discuss the issue of redevelopment, appraise the general body about the work done by the managing committee and options available for redevelopment and the way forward. So the committee has been in discussions with various developers on this issue. The plans, the documents pertaining to the building were given to more than maybe 7 to 8 developers. We have had a couple of developers who have shown interest, and they have given us a very rough idea how the redevelopment will take place. But going forward, before we could engage someone, just a minute. Good morning, Vinod. Can we have you on the screen?
Not at the moment, bro.
Yeah. So we have been in talks with few developers. As I said, a couple of them have shown interest in the project. We are still in the talk. But going forward, before we can engage more at length with these developers, we thought it is prudent that we discuss ourselves in the managing committee. Be on the same page. I'm going to brief you what has happened. I'll also request Rohit Jolly, who has been keen, he's taken keen interest. He has been talking with various developers. So the present status of the building, I should tell you all that when the building was constructed in 1972, we had ground plus 5-story structure. In 1996, more 3 floors was raised, making the building from 15 to 24. The original 15 members got 1 room additional. That was a 3rd bedroom we all got along with a small bathroom. The new members had a 3-bedroom apartment. In the bargain, what has happened in 1996 when the TDR was loaded and the building had FSI, FSI has been consumed. We have consumed more than 1.8 FSI. In the island city, as per the earlier development rules, the ratio is 1:1. On a 100 square foot flat, you could construct 100 square feet. And by some calculation, it could go up to 1.3, 1.4. But in our case, it had gone up to 1.8 on the drawing. But today in physical position, what we have is almost 2. Around 4 months back, we got all the flats measured by a surveyor, and we have the report. And whatever calculations are shown, the area what we are occupying is almost 2 times the FSI, which is permissible for construction. Couple of years ago, new DP rules, development plan rules 2034 were promulgated by the government. Under that, there are various options available for the society, wherein it can go for redevelopment and get an FSI of 2.97, 4.02, depending on the scheme which we can avail of. We can't choose what we can avail of, what is available to us. And accordingly, in the light of that, we had meetings with some few developers, shared the plans with them. We spoke to Raheja. Raheja did not show any interest. We spoke to Wadhwa Group. Wadhwa Group has given their calculation. We had met with Nagpal Group. Nagpal did not show any interest. After seeing the papers, they thought there's nothing in it for them. So as I said, more than 10 developers had come, only 2 of them are showing interest. We also looked at the option of self-redevelopment, and we met some architects and a society member of a society, Saraswat Colony, I believe. Saraswat Colony, right? It's off Linking Road. They are going for self-redevelopment. So after having met so many people also who are going for self-redevelopment, as managing committee, we felt that the best option available to us is redevelopment. We get some builder professionally who comes in, he redevelops the building for us, and whatever we can get out of him, we'll try and get out of him. So accordingly, Wadhwa group gave some very rough working. It appears from their working, they are willing to give us whatever areas we are occupying today, not as per document, but in physical possession. Because what we have in physical possession is almost 15-20% more than what we have in the document, maybe more than 20%. Each and every flat has been measured from corner to corner, and those measurements are with us. Sorry for that. So, as managing committee, after several longer discussions, it was very clear to the managing committee that whatever we have in physical possession, that much, even if we get, we should be good enough with that. And second issue was that of corpus. None of the developers are showing any interest of giving corpus. But what they can give us is whatever the existing areas there in our possession, they can give us, plus the rentals when we relocate. There are few options under the development rules, what they call Rule 33.7, Rule 33.11. Now, 33.7 is a rule like they will construct, you'll get 2.97 FSI, out of which 2 is consumed, so the builder gets only 0.97 or 0.90 for sale. In that, the proposal or the project is absolutely unviable for the developer. Under Rule 33.11, there is a chance the developer gets an FSI of 4.02, out of which 2 is consumed. So that is left with 2, which is saleable. But even to do that under Rule 33.11, I mean, we have learned about certain hazards on that rule, because the developer who comes, he should have possibly developed some slums and he has got an occupation certificate for the slum. And based on that occupation certificate, they get something called like a PTC, project transfer certificate. So they can come with that area to our location and load that area. But even to do that, we as a members of the society, we should be in unison, 100% unison. Yes, we want to do that. Once we are done with that, then we go ahead with the developer. We engage the services of a very good lawyer who will do due diligence, who will do everything which is required to be done for redevelopment. It should not happen. We leave this premises and we are on the streets because we can't afford to do that. So definitely the managing committee will hire the services of a good lawyer. But the first step towards it would be 100% yes from all the members. Otherwise, the managing committee members will not be putting in any effort in this direction. To engage or to get appointment with the developers, it's not easy thing. Nowadays, everybody knows in the island city, there are a lot of projects which are under development. Look at Khar Bandra Santos area. If you throw stone, it will land after crossing 50 buildings for redevelopment. That is the pace of development which is taking place. And amidst this, we have to engage some developer who is willing to take up this project. There are a lot of shortcomings as far as documents are concerned, which we all know. I will not spell out over here. Those are some handicaps what we have. Despite that, these two developers are giving. It's not a negotiation tool what they are using, but they are very plain. This is the calculation what we have. They'll put it in front of us. We can get it ratified from any professional. If he says, "Nahi, isse zyada de sakta hai," so we can ask the developer, but that possibly will not happen because that exercise has been already conducted. So the basic idea of this meeting is that whether we as members of the society are in unison, unanimously say that yes, we want the redevelopment. Now, definitely this is subject to the fact the managing committee, along with several other members, will form a joint working group who will interact with the builder, interact with the architect, interact with the legal team to ensure that whatever we do is within the framework of the law. And we are not going to get stuck anywhere during the project. That would also include the study of the financial position of the builders today. A lot of builders have taken on these projects. They start this project and then get stuck up somewhere. We don't want that thing also to happen. But as members of the society, I want 100% yes from everyone. If somebody has any reservation, we can discuss it now. There are certain things I can answer. I also request Mr. Jolly Haryani, who are present for the meeting, to give their input, and then we can move forward in that direction. Now we are at a stage that the basic groundwork, basic homework has been done. We have met with a lot of developers. They have given us their view, opinion. In fact, while I'm talking to you yesterday, I met with some builder by the name Dot Home. They are doing several redevelopment projects. So we can also engage with them. But provided we are all on the same page. Last meeting we said, yes, now one way of going about this is that we say yes, but at any point, any member raises any sort of hurdle, then the project gets stuck. Not only the developer is stuck, we all will be stuck. Now, there have been a lot of members whom I have contacted individually, send them messages, send them the notice, they are still not turned up. I mean, they are busy, that is what they said. There are some members who said, okay, we are with you in whatever decisions you take. And they have been always supportive. But there is a single member who doesn't attend any of the meetings, and I'm afraid that he or his family should not raise any problems during the project. I'm going to talk to him personally, going to invite him. We can invite them with the managing committee can sit. ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि हमने काम शुरू किया, then he starts saying ये करना चाहिए, करना चाहिए. And it's not that we have been doing everything, all the minutes, whatever we are doing, everything is circulated in the group. The communication is clear. If there's anything which is not coming from me, people are most welcome to ask. I can share that information because this is going to be. I mean, for me, it is at times I feel whether we should really go ahead with it because it's going to be very different project which I'm going to undertake in my life. And being the secretary of the building, my intention is first to protect the right of the members. Secondly, we should definitely get a new structure with good amenities, but having said, we should not get stuck. So I would like to request Rohit if he has to say something on this issue. You can come to the, yeah.
Hi, good evening. Okay, we have engaged with quite a few builders, and there are a few things I think before we take a collective decision, maybe one or two things more should be informed to everyone. One is that when we go in for this redevelopment, 3311 at present is the only option which seems to be viable to developers. No other option people are showing interest because they will not make money. To get into this, both sides have to win. Otherwise nobody is going to go forward with this. So 3311, the stumbling blocks of 3311, which everyone should know, it is related to this slum. You know, they have to develop something in the slum, and that FSI will be transferred to our building. Now the stumbling block there is what? That our building progress will be always one floor behind the slum. Okay, it will not be at same pace. So if the slum gets stuck, we get stuck. All right. So the safeguard that we thought we should take as a managing committee is 2,500 square feet, give or take a little bit. Maybe I'm getting the numbers upside a little bit here and there. But 2,500 square feet is the FSI that the builder needs to purchase and transfer. All right. And what I had suggested in the committee was this: the builder to show intent and firm purpose should purchase this 2,500 square feet and transfer it, or at least purchase and keep it somewhere for our society, and he cannot use it elsewhere. So we are not stuck because he doesn't have FSI at any stage of the project. So apart from then, it is only the building and the clearances and all. So he should show intent financially by keeping that FSI for us. Okay. So that was one point I thought I should discuss. The second thing that we during the course we got was various flats 0 to 5. We had done and sent a calculation on the WhatsApp group. Flats are ranging between 950 square feet and maybe 1170 square feet built up, carpet, after all the modifications done. And obviously builders are not going to work on things where they can give you a 200 square feet spread from 0 to 5. Okay. And similarly it will be from 6, 7, 8. Okay. So I think what they are looking at is giving us 1050 square foot 0 to 5 carpet. And in that some will gain, some will lose. All right. Afterwards, like we have done in the past, maybe we can adjust or we can do what we like. But from the builder side, you get 1050 square feet. I think that's the average he's talking about, right? 0 to 5. 6 to 8, I'm sorry, I don't have the figures with me. But there is it's a proportional figure. So to have uniformity, they will get a little bit more. And that's the way it will go forward. So these are the two additional points I thought all members should know. What is the stumbling block and what is the average area that people will get before we say yes. The hurdle here, of course, is the guy breaks off and we don't have a house and he doesn't pay us rent. And that is the hurdle. Okay. We have to be very clear on that. Okay. Earlier, when the building was made, we were living here, so we had a roof over our head. Now, these are the three big stumbling blocks. And to safeguard the third one, we thought we would cover it with that 2,500 purchase of FSI already in our building, you know. So he can't use it elsewhere, and some more things that any lawyer will tell us. Keeping these three major factors in mind, we can take this call. I am for it, just to tell you, but it's open to everyone. I don't know, builders are hesitant to put bank guarantee because their finance gets stuck. So at least we should have the area blocked. That if we can get bank guarantees, we try everything. But how it progresses, we don't know. Okay.
So,
Any question?
Bobby, I've
Any
got a
member?
question.
Okay. Okay. She said, lose some, win some. What do I mean by that? So we had circulated this paper, no, that we had area paper. I brought my calculation here. It's there on the WhatsApp group. Lose some, win some. You are what? 5C. No, 5C, right? So 5C is your area is 1001.79 as per the calculation. And the average is coming to 1050. So you gain some. There are some others who are averaging more than 1050. So they will lose some. That is what I mean. Win some, lose some area wise. It will, no? For some people, it will. That's why I said win some, lose some.
Bobby, can you send that document out again, if you don't mind?
Auntie, one minute. Somebody is talking on Zoom.
Bobby, can you send that document out that you just read from?
Heyman, who's this? Sharad, is it?
Yeah,
Sharad
it
is
is
on
Sharad.
WhatsApp. I'll send it again. It's in the group only. If you scroll
Okay.
back, if you scroll back, it's in the group.
Okay. The second question is, for those of us who are not in Bombay, can you explain exactly how this redevelopment takes place? What happens step by step?
Well, he wants to know what happens in redevelopment step by step. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll answer it. No problem.
Okay, I'll repeat the question. Mr. Sharad Muralidharan, who is the owner of flat 5A, he has a question. What are the steps that would be involved in redevelopment? Right, Sharad?
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay, Sharad, I'll give it to you to the best of my knowledge at present. Because these steps will get actually from a professional as it happens. But what I understand is, first, we all agree as a society that we want to go in for this process, given the parameters that are described. Once we do that, then we appoint a lawyer and probably an architect from the building side. Will be an expense. They will go through the documentation with the builder. We will negotiate with him whatever we can get. But you assume the base scenario we want to settle is for the average area and a new building. Okay. If we squeeze anything more, good. It's a win-win for all. Okay. Once that happens, then the builder will get various permissions, and then he will, I guess, have to put then get this 2,500 square feet or whatever, so intention and some funds or whatever. Yeah, that's how I would look at it. And then he would start paying us, and we would have to start moving out, right, by a particular date to a rental place. When we have finished all the paperwork, he would apply for permissions and all. I don't know at which stage his permissions will come. When we move out, when the last person moves out and we give him possession of the building, most guys say they will take 2 years from then to give us the building back. Okay, you take 2 to 3 years here. Okay, but that's what they say, 2 years from the time the last person moves out. Yeah, and then we pray for a new building. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. That's the knowledge I have at present. Huh?
So do you know what the rent is? What are the penalty clauses if they don't finish in 2 to 3 years? All those things.
Yeah, I get what penalty clauses and all, sir. Compared to our last experience, now there is RERA in India, and under RERA, most builders are liable here. Penalty clauses will push in when we get a lawyer. He will push in maximum clauses, but whether we will be able to push them through, God knows, because the law in our land is not the best. But yeah, we'll push in maximum penalty clauses that are possible.
Plus, he's going to be paying rent for longer if it takes more time, is it?
He will, yeah. But if you remember the last time we did this, the guy was supposed to pay us also through the project. And one fine day he decided to stop paying us and we could do nothing about it. Okay. So only that time the difference was we had a roof over our head. This time we don't have a roof over our head. That is the only, this is the plus minus to it. Huh? But if you don't do it, nobody else is doing it, Sharath. We don't have too much of option. What I see is Bandra, there are a lot of Bandra, Khar, Santa Cruz, a lot of projects are developing. And since we have consumed close to 2 FSI, the builder has only 2 FSI more to which he has to cover his costs. There is also some paperwork in our building which he has to clear up. That's also a cost. Huh? Okay. And then he has to start making his profit, right? So there are not many people who are showing interest because the profit margin to the effort is very small.
Yeah. So I guess to me the critical issue is that we need to get a builder that has a history of.
Can't hear you.
We need to get a builder who has a history of completing projects and doing it in a good way, rather than how much more you can squeeze out of one guy or the other.
Exactly. That's why we are trying to avoid the smallish guys and go for the biggest guys who are feasible to do this project. That is why we are choosing that approach. But let's see here, at present, we don't have too much choice.
Okay. So just for the benefit of the house, Mr. Sharat Muralidharan had few questions. You heard the answers given by Mr. Rohit Jolly. He wanted to know,
No, Vinod. After you finish.
Yeah.
Vinod, just wait a minute.
Sure.
So he wanted to know, we should appoint builder with a good reputation. We should check his credentials, to which he was answering. What is sort of rent we are going to get? What are the penalty clauses going to be in the agreement with the builder? So all these aspects will be taken care of by the lawyer, as Rohit said. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you everyone. And Hemant, thank you for pursuing this so consistently for so many years without tiring out. Rohit, thank you for your information. Now, a couple of questions I had was that document you had circulated last time about the building. I couldn't read the measurements because it was too small. But the question that popped into my head was, shouldn't all the apartments in each wing be the same? I mean, if I'm in 1C, shouldn't logically my apartment size be the same as the guy above me and above and above? And if they are different, why and how is the builder going to compensate that? Is he going to make each apartment 50 feet smaller or bigger according to each person? So that was one question I had, if you could help.
Okay, Vinod's question is, should the apartment size in each wing be same? And if there is a difference, how is the builder going to compensate the difference? Okay, that is Vinod's question, if I got it right.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank
Yeah,
you.
okay. All right. So the answer to that is, I thought already clear, but now what has happened is, yes, the shell of the building is the same, but internally people have, some have taken in ledges, some have taken in balconies, some have taken in whatever they can, okay, in the building. Some have knocked off walls. You know, a lot of alterations have been done in each flat, and that is what gives rise to the difference in area, because the guys who have gone and measured have gone with a laser and measured wall to wall. So if there is no wall in between, obviously you get that much more carpet area, because there is no wall. Another building, the wall is there. So that is what is giving rise to differences in the flat measurement. Although the outer shell is the same. So yes, like I said, some will gain, some will lose. Some who have done more alterations will stand to lose. Some who have done zero alterations will stand to gain. Okay, I am one of the guys who's going to lose also, but that's okay. I mean, as a builder, he's going to make standard sizes and give you the average carpet area we are talking here, 0 to 5. Okay, and he's not going to give different areas per flat. So 0 to 5, we have been able to squeeze carpet 1050, and 6 to 8, I'm not sure of that figure. It's about, I think, between 50 and 100 square feet more. Okay. This is much more than our agreement value. Our agreement value is in the range of 950. So if we get 1050, we are still getting 100 square foot more than our agreement value. Okay. So that is the that is where we are coming from.
I haven't
Yeah, but
finished.
I understand that there will. You want to take that? Yeah.
One second. We are still on the same question. We haven't finished.
Hey,
Can you please
Will
clarify
you
what is
average-
0 to 5 and what is 6 to
0
8?
to 5.
Bro, just a minute.
Vinod?
Yeah, sorry, Mike. Thanks for the answer. Mike, I didn't understand the 0 to 5 and the 6 to 8. What is that?
Yeah, 0 to 5, Vinod, our area of the shell
Uh-huh.
is less because they have cantilever, no? So there,
I'm sorry. Can you say that again? You blanked out.
0 to 5, the building shell, wall to wall is less compared to 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8 is flats are bigger because their building is cantilevered out.
So are you talking about floors when you say 0 to 5 and 6 to 8?
0 to 5 and 6 to 8 floor.
So that means everyone from 0 to 5 should get more or less the same, and everyone.
1050 is what we have got with one.
Okay, so we are getting more or less the same, everybody.
Yes, we are getting more or less the same. But some are
Okay.
970, some are 1000, 1100, 1150. And, you know, after breaking and making all the alterations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it. Got it.
But we
got
can make the alterations later and then see how it goes, man, with the new
Yeah.
society. Yeah.
Yep, sounds good. Yeah, just to finish what I wanted to ask and say, I wanted to thank Hemant and now Rohit. Thank you for the answers. See, I'm still sitting here far away. I come to Delhi occasionally, but I'm not in Bombay regularly. If there's something I can do from here as a member, just let me know and I'm happy to do it.
Thanks. Thanks.
Anything I can do.
Okay.
So Mr. Vinod Nair, who is a dear member of our society, who is in Canada at the moment, he has thanked us for whatever we are doing and he has offered all sorts of help sitting in Canada. Thanks, bro.
Sure.
Lady, ma'am, you wanted to ask something?
I just wanted to say exactly what you said. There is a difference of the lower floor and the higher floor.
Yes.
And the one of the higher floor.
Yeah.
They have not made any changes in the flat.
Yeah.
They have not put in any alterations or anything like that.
Yeah.
What was waiting for is exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying that when I get a new flat, I should get what I've already got, because you said Some may be losers.
What is the area? They said 6 to 8. I am not sure of the area, man. So I can't answer that.
So I've already answered that. Whatever areas are in your possession, you will get the same area.
I understand that. So because you mentioned the word losers and winners. That's why I asked this question.
That was for 0 to 5. What has happened, we all of us individually have done lots of alterations. So we are talking about average. Those figures will come to you, but this will be the basis on which, because
You're already gone.
yeah, so this will be the basis of negotiation.
And
Yeah, so that's
that's
about,
all I wanted to know.
yeah, sure.
The 6 and 8 NOC, right? One of the things that we just need to be concerned with the building, it doesn't matter which or who's still all benefit with the redevelopment. The NOC part of this, we need to be, get the NOC for the whole.
So now,
That
yeah.
is the main thing, because that's the only way we can enter.
It's going to be not different for 1 million. Yeah. So now what I understand, Gopa, when projects are made, IOD is given. IOD is intention to develop. It's given for the whole project before you start developing. It's not the past like they used to do it floor wise and all those things. So if an IOD is given and if the builder goes as per the IOC, hopefully we should get OC.
No, we can all see, but since it's politically inherent, those will be. Since they're going to the politically inherent, the residents will get NOC first before we get. That's my understanding.
Yeah, everything the slum will be before us. So if you see, the best scenario for us is this builder buys the FSI in a slum building already, 2,500 square feet. And before he starts us, he transfers that to us. So that we are trying to keep as a safeguard. I don't know if it will work with the builder, but we are trying to keep that as our safeguard.
So we don't depend on the
So we don't-
development of the slum.
Are some slum bugger takes him to court, we are stuck, no?
So ready-made slum.
A ready-made slum, he can buy 2,500 square feet, right? But he should agree. I mean, this is all talking internally. He has to put money down, not today.
We're trying to develop by.
And we are, these are, yeah. So the way I look at it, our project is small. We are left with breadcrumbs. Huh? So we can't be very choosy. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, we stay the way we are and look at it when Bandra develops stage 2, man. That's the way I look at it. That's our worst scenario, right?
So who are the developers for express?
Hemant will know more on this. He's talking to more people. Yeah?
So couple of them, as I said, are interested. One is a SRA developer, not a very big builder, but he is showing interest. Once he puts his paper in front of us, I'll inform the general body. We can again meet. But we'll have to get his credentials, what project is it. The other is Vatva. Vatva has been regularly working alongside us for the last 2-3 years. So if you ask me today, only Vatva has been able to give us some figures, no other builders. But we are engaging with them. This is another this thing, .com. Not .com. So you can have a look at the brochure after some time. Yesterday I met with them through a broker. So they are doing quite a good work in various parts of Mumbai. So you can have a look at it. So we are also going to engage with them for some time. So you had some question, Lady Anand. So that's a nice question. Only the developer will be able to answer it. I'm not sure. We are going to get the lower floor, that is much I'm sure. Any other question from the Zoom Vasis? Mr. Sethi?
Just Just 1 minute, Bobby and Hemant. While my father was here, he was asking actually.
On
He
what
told-
case? Sorry, can you wait? Jairaj is asking a question. Sorry.
Yeah. So while my father was here, he was just asking whether you see any situation at all where we may have to put in a little money to get this all sorted out and completed. Is there any such situation that could drive us into that situation? Okay.
But we never know. Yeah? So Jairaj was asking, is there any possibility at any stage where we may have to put money to complete the project going forward?
To add to that, fortunately, this time present situation is that consumers are well protected in the RERA. We'll also take shelter of a good lawyer, good architect,
Correct.
and try and ensure the paperwork is done properly, unlike in the past, and see what best we can get.
Yeah, because just to continue with that, here in Matunga, when we developed it, we had the same problem in the sense that we had only 300 square meters here. And there's nobody who wants to do such things. So
When you went on for development, that time the RERA was not there, I believe.
correct. So, you need
Either
to.
the RERA is in place.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we have Mr. Kadam, who is also well connected with the developers. We are going to take his assistance also. He's the new incoming. His daughter is the new incoming member.
Okay.
Deepa Shukar is walking out from the building in few days.
Yes, I heard.
So this is all subject to all the due diligence and whatever that is. We are here for the meeting today.
Hey, Mant, I have a question.
Okay, Rajan Jata.
I guess, we're doing all this preparatory work in terms of meeting with lawyers and developers, etc. How are you managing to fund this, and what's our worst case scenario? What do you think is the cost of doing all this preparatory work, only for it to kind of get to a go no go decision?
Yeah, we are funding it from society funds, which are there at present. Rajan.
AGM.
Nothing that is.
Did you get some insight from her?
Is beyond allowed by law. We haven't engaged a lawyer or an architect. We only in talks.
Okay. So what you're saying is that the initial costs are not going to be significant
Why
to
you
the
want
whole
to apply
project,
for
is what you're
because
saying.
she's got domicile?
May I request the other members to stay on mute when
Normally
Rajan
they
is
would think
talking?
you would do that only, no?
We have
Because
some
you're-
multiple people talking.
In another.
Yeah, sorry, Rajan. So we have one Mr. Rajan Jata. He is a very pointed question. He's a finance man, so naturally very much bothered about the finances. His question was, how is the society going to cater to the expenses toward the professionals like the lawyer, architects? So like Rajan, Rohit mentioned to you, we have enough of FDs, securities, and we can, we'll have to spend this money to ensure that we have a best of professional with us. And there we are going to take your assistance. Your possibly that's where some legal fraternities, top legal people in India. So there will require your assistance.
Okay, thank you.
Can't hear.
PMC. We're going to engage the PMC.
PMC is what?
Same thing.
Architect, project management consultant, same. We will have to engage, yes. When we have something to tell him, and we have got something formed with the builder, we have to engage with the PMC and the lawyer.
You had a question?
Yeah, my question was, what would be the timeline if we get 100% consent of initiating the project?
Okay. Mr. Thomas has asked a very relevant question. What will be the timeline when everybody is saying yes? So the preparatory work from here is the time we break the coconut. Should be around 6 to 9 months. And then you break the coconut.
3 years.
And 3 years.
3 to 4, yeah?
3 to 4.
I think 1 year will take care for all of us. It all depends on how quick you cycle is.
So any other questions?
Don't know. When we have a figure, we'll discuss it with you guys. We'll actually, it should be basis the average rental in Bandra, right? So that's what we have not discussed those figures. I am not aware of. We have it's early.
Yeah, Sharad, you had a question?
So, yeah, I mean, I had a similar question saying that, you know, have you guys got a temporary or a initial proposal saying this is what the upfront cost is, this is what the rent is, you know, all that kind of information that would allow, you know, people to look at it and then vote on it as to whether they wanted to go ahead with the project. Because from what I glean from what you're saying, even if one person in the society is against the plan, it doesn't go through, correct?
No, that is not true. Okay. What I understand is what? You need 60% or what? Yeah, I think if 60% are okay, I'm not sure of this, but there is I understand by law, if 60% or thereof are in favor, it still goes through.
Really? Because I thought
70%, he says. 70% is what people are saying. So if 30% say no, it still goes through. Only then it gets delayed by about 6 months because the builder has to go to court and all that. Fast track hota hai. 6 months may I believe it happens.
Okay.
But of course, nobody wants to go in without 100% consensus, right?
No, I
Yeah.
I think more or less the questions are over for this meeting. I'm going to say one thing. The committee or the working group for the redevelopment will require full support and confidence of the members. We know what are the hazards in this project they are going to be. Having said that, we are going to ensure that we go to professionals who will guide us, advise us to protect our interests so that the project goes through in a proper time frame. So, and I hope we have that with us, the committee has with them your confidence and your support. After this meeting, when everybody is in favor of the redevelopment, we'll fast track this process. And as Sharad mentioned, the working will ensure that the working comes to us within the next 30 days. At least 2 comparative figures or proposals come to us, which will be very initial figures, which will be put to the general body. Then we can have another round of debate and discussions. The next meeting, I think, if the House permit, we can have it on Zoom, or everybody sitting here can log in on Zoom, because now what is happening, the other members who are on Zoom, you are possibly not able to hear or interact. I tried to set up the sound system, I'm not able to get through properly, or possibly require a professional help to set this up. I tried in my best. So next time we'll have on Zoom or more professionally organized, because this is a question of our shelter on our head. Having said that, I thank you all for bearing this evening to be with us. Mr. Chairman, would you like to say anything? So Mr. Chairman is running out of the audio. On behalf of the managing committee and the chairman, I thank you all for being present for this meeting. And I have not taken your consensus whether we should go out for redevelopment. So that question still remains unanswered. So on Zoom, I would request all the members by show of hand in Zoom, not by this way, but on Zoom. I want to see that. Can you raise your hands in Zoom, all the members? Members present here by way of hand, show of hand. The new incoming members should also. So,
And anyone doesn't want us to go through, what I understand, we have 100% people who want us to take this forward, and we'll share as it happens. We just want to go ahead to take this forward, yes or no. That's the reason of this.
yeah, so I'm
One point.
raising my hand in Zoom.
One point that while my father was here,
So raise your hand in Zoom. Mr. Menon, raise your hand in Zoom. Rajan, raise your hand in Zoom. And next time, whosoever in the building, please come down for the meeting. Especially, at least the managing committee members should be there in the meeting. Lady Veena Sajnani, Lady Nazneen. हाथ Zoom में उठाइए, not physically. You can see my hand. I want to take that photograph. Click on. Okay. So everybody, by way of hand, show of hand, is unanimous. So thank you all, people. People in the West, have a nice day. People in the East, have a good night. People in India, have a good evening. Thank you all.
I'll see you.
So ending the
Thank you.
meeting.
thank you very much, everybody.